Everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Britt, creator of the Style Shaker, your guide to cleaner beauty, and I'm back today with a spring get ready with me. So without further ado, it sounds like what it is. I'm just gonna dive right into it. Here we go. Let's get ready. Crazy headband, earrings. It's a look. I've already done the gua sha. I used the new lolly oil. Anything that I've already used, I'll put in links below for you. So I'm just gonna keep going, but I've done a prep with moisturization and I've done my brows off camera because it's easier. So I'm gonna do some face coverage. And I've been testing out the 14E sheer tint. I have this in the shade Sunkissed. Some pretty good coverage. Hopefully you can kind of see that. And then I just sort of press it in. I'm looking for something light with a little bit of SPF. It's heating up in Sacramento. Nothing too heavy for me, and right now this is doing the trick. It's very bright in here, so sorry if the lighting is a little bright. What's happening? Now I'm just gonna do a little bit of eyeliner to start with the eyes. No, I lied. I'm gonna go in with some concealers, aka concealer. This is the Juice Beauty Cream Concealer in 08. Also, just now reviewing this scorecard post coming soon on the site. It reminds me of a dense version of the RMS Uncover Up. In a good way. Really lightly pressing it. I don't want to go too crazy with this because a little bit goes a very long way. And then I also learned this trick. You know how certain concealers crease in lines under the eye? For those of you who experience that. I was watching a YouTube channel, I forget which one. I'll start noting these things maybe. They talk about when you apply, angle your eye so you're getting it into those areas that normally crease, and it will prevent some of the creasing, not all of it. And it's actually working. And you can do that when you set as well. Such a light layer. And you can see that just spread right over nicely. I will do the top of the lid, and I will do the other eye. I like to drag it out down here too, or else you have that weird reverse raccoon thing happening, and it doesn't really blend with the cheek, you know what I mean? Under any readiness. Dab, 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 dab. Not like I have a ton of time this morning, but I'm taking it. All right, I'm gonna do the other eye and I will be right back. We be concealed. This is a nice concealer too because you don't have to necessarily heavy set it, which also helps the creasing or fine line showing up thing. I am gonna do a quick press using the 14E setting powder. Very, very, like literally tiny, tiny, tiny amount. The least you can get on your finger. And then I lightly do this first and just even it out. I'm telling you, it looks like a lot of product has already gone on, and yet the amount of product is really small. It's, what are we doing? What are we doing? What am I doing next? Yes, eyeliner. So I'm going in, I've been using this a lot lately. It's the Antonym eye pencil in Steel. I really like that it's not black. It's just kind of softer for spring. I gotta use both hands. I can't do one. BRB. Got some liner. It's a little softer because we're focusing on a spring palette, hence the brights. Also, don't mind the yoga mat. I've been trying to incorporate workouts at home like the rest of us, so that's what I've been doing. I do want to accentuate the very outer corners, so I'm going to put a little bit of the Zuzu Luxe Liquid. Just a little. I like this effect. It's just a personal call. Also, it keeps things from fading away throughout the middle of the day. We've got the lines happening. I'm gonna put, before I do mascara, I'm gonna do some shadow. I like some lighter weight neutrals right now. I'm gonna go with the Jillian Dempsey cream eyeshadow. Oh wow, it's really warmed up because it's not as cold in here. I sometimes use this as a way to set and amplify shadow on top of the lid. It's almost like when people wet the brushes. So I'm not a makeup artist, obviously, but I have seen a lot of tutorials where they'll wet the makeup brush and it gives it a more pigmented payoff, the shadow underneath. So this is just kind of moisturizing the lid, so the shadow underneath not only is gonna pop, but it will also last a little bit longer, I find. Eyeshadow, going in with the Cloven Hallow palette. You guys have seen this before for a reason. It's a favorite. It's really, really good. And it's also just an easy palette of neutrals that you can bring with you if you're going somewhere and you don't want to deal with having multiple items on hand. I'm just going to highlight under the brow. Like my quick and dirty version. It sounds not so great, but I think you know what I mean. Not a lot of fuss is what I'm trying to say. Sometimes if I have extra time, I will spend a whole lot doing a whole lot with shadow. I find it really therapeutic when I have the time. I'm gonna go in and use these two colors. This is more of a terracotta and then more of a chocolate brown. I like to lighten up the dark brown. I'm just gonna go in the crease with an angled brush, like so. Probably should have done the brow highlight after I do this, but oh god. So I put more of the terracotta on this one and more of the brown on this one. So now, currently evening out. Great. And you know what? It's really looking that way because of the cream underneath. It's kind of cool. So that's done. I'm gonna use a little bit of a shimmer shade on the top of the lid. Just packing this on with my hand as I can, and I want to. Okay, shadow, done. Wow, I pressed my eye a lot. Mascara. While I apply mascara, I'm going to do one layer of the Jane Iredale Pure Lash Conditioner, and then one of the Inika Curvy Lash. It's really rising in the ranks. Mascaras I test for a while before they hit favorite. I guess I do that with everything, but this one, when I first tested it, I was kind of like, meh. Now, I don't know. It might be a BRITT'S pick. It's curvy, so it's supposed to hold a curl. I have to test against that, but otherwise, I'm kind of loving it. The last time I did this, I did a little bit of makeup, a little bit of mantra. I heard this really cool story. You guys might have already heard it, going in with the mascara. Story about elephants, baby elephants, and I have a thing with, oh my god, elephants are amazing creatures. Also, Dumbo was one of my favorite movies, but it was so devastating in the beginning. Anyway, I digressed into my childhood. This story was about how owners of elephants, which sad because they should be free and happy and they're so smart, but if they have an elephant, or say a circus or something has an elephant, they tie the baby elephant, which not huge but not tiny, to a rope to keep it from running off. There's a part of this that just feels like cruelty to the animal, so let's look past that and just look at it as a story. I had to do that. But they tie this little baby elephant to a rope as a way of training it and giving it a message. Hey, when this rope's on your foot, you can't go anywhere, stay put. So the elephant keeps getting bigger and bigger, and when the elephant all grows up, and elephants are not tiny, they are big, 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 amazing, beautiful creatures. When it gets big, the same person will take that little rope and tie it around the elephant's leg. And the elephant, which can totally escape, does not, because it now believes, after time and time and time again of experiencing this as a little baby elephant, it believes that that little piece of rope is what's holding it there. The metaphor there for life is, you know, what's the piece of rope that's holding us in place, we think. But that's just our story, and we haven't gotten out of that comfort zone. It's really the comfort zone of the elephant. It's all the elephant knows. But what if there's a different story? What if that's not true? And certainly that's not true. See, look at that mascara. It's so good. Giant elephant. It can run through things, but it doesn't know. So really, I took that and applied it to my life. I'm going to use the Inika bronzer in Sunbeam and thought about what do I believe to be true that might not be anymore? What am I holding on to from the past that is building a belief system right now that's not serving me anymore? Because it might have served me. Like, it might have served the elephant at the time to not run away. Maybe it wasn't safe. Really kind of made me think, and I liked it, and it just kind of kept circling around my head for a little bit. So it's not a mantra, but it's just sort of a think about it, you know? Going in with the Inika Loose Mineral Blooming Nude Blush. What is our rope? What's your rope? Do you have a rope? Do you even care? You might not, and that's fine. Sometimes it's better to just, I don't know, not dwell on these things, but I personally love to examine, and I'm really just a curious person by nature. I always have been. So things like this, I go, oh my god, that's so interesting. I wonder what my rope is. I wonder what I'm believing right now that might be holding me back or might not be serving me. There's another reason why that quote resonated, and it wasn't just for funsies and thinking out loud and journaling, which I journal. Journal is therapy for me. I highly recommend it. If you like writing, some people don't like writing, totally get it. But if you do, it's fantastic. And I was taking that story using the red apple lipstick in Oh Snapdragon I love this stuff all week. All week I've been using it. And I'm applying that story to some things in my life. Mostly how I react to things. Seeing situations in one way when in fact they might be different. I might just be looking at it with a different lens. I'm learning as I go, but I really liked it. I just wanted to share it. Get ready with me, spring version. So springtime, newness. Hopefully we'll get back out there soon. I'm using a little bit of the Tower 28 Beach Please in Happy Hour. This is the multi balm. Just applying it on top to give a really fun pink pop. Feels fun. After all, this stuff is supposed to be fun, right? Right? And I'm gonna do a little touch up on the eyeliner. I want a little bit mauve. Right on the inner corners. And we done. And that is the final spring cleaner beauty makeup. Feeling fresh, feeling bright. There weren't a lot of steps. I would say most of the steps go into the prep these days for me, just because I am restoring my skin back to its radiance. I think after all the skincare reviews and stuff, I dried it out. So I'm taking a little bit of extra time to rejuvenate and nourish and hydrate, and then I do it from the inside out too. More to come on that with the regimen that I've just started. That's all I have. This is just an easy, fresh spring face. You can use pretty much anything you have to swap things in and out here. The main thing is the base coverage. I've been putting a light moisturizer. I've been adding a little highlighter in there. It's subtle, but it's so beautiful. I don't know. It's probably more for me than anything, which 90% of my makeup application is. I would have set this, but again, my skin is just drinking up everything right now, so I didn't. I think halfway through the day, it'll probably look a little more dewy, but I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. It's my skin. I embrace it. Thank you so much for watching this Get Ready with me. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up to support the channel. As always, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another video like this one. And I will see you guys right back here real soon. Until then, I wish you happiness, safety, wellness, and I'm sending you lots of love from here. Bye.